BoxingVoice.com live with Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, we just experienced the classic upset. What was your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I had told a lot of people Louis is going to win the fight. You know what it is, man? People slept on Collazo just for the fact that they hadn't seen him. People said he was shot. I heard it all. People said he was shot or he was just not good enough or whatnot. And I had heard it all. And I was just like, guys, you can't write somebody off just because you haven't seen him. And the reason you haven't seen him is because most of his career he had promotional problems and a couple of real long layoff injuries. You know what I'm saying? So really, the guy never went anywhere except people refused to put him on national television where they could see just how good he was. And tonight he got his opportunity and he showed how good he was.
Now, the last time we spoke, you said Collazo's definitely not a guy you would like to fight, but just makes the most sense.
But you can't put words in my mouth now. I said Collazo's not a guy I would like to fight, and I didn't say it out of any fear. I said that's a really good friend. That's a really good friend. Like Zab was a guy I respected. I came up respecting. Louis Collazo was a guy we used to room together when we used to go away on amateur trips. We went away on all kinds of trips with the New York team at national tournaments. We were teammates as amateurs. We came up together, came up the ladder together. So really, it's like he's almost like a brother to me. You know what I mean? It would be really tough to fight a guy like that. This is a guy that I literally came up with day in and day out.
Sounds like it makes perfect business sense. He had this Barclays Center pretty packed. Granted that the second level was closed, but on a Thursday night, those cheers were coming in. I could hear the cheers. Collazo Malignaggi. Do you hear him?
He deserved it. He deserves it. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna have it. It's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. But right now, I'd rather retire than fight my boy, man. That's really my boy. I spar him. We've sparred. I was actually sparring with him, getting ready for Zab until he signed the Ortiz fight. Then he told me, "Listen, Paulie, I can't box a right-handed. I gotta start boxing left-handers. I just signed the Ortiz fight." So I was all cool with that. We spar, you know, and you know, it's my boy. You know what I mean? Like sparring, it's like I know we're helping each other get somewhere, man. I'm not gonna try to be responsible for getting my career knocked off from him or try to be responsible for me trying to knock off his career. That's my boy, man. I want the best for him.
Now, to your credit, you've never been afraid of anybody. You've been in with all the tough guys. That just needs to be said.
And not just that. I've said the whole time this guy's good. You know what I mean? Because I had spent time with him in the gym, because I knew him from the amateurs. It's not about just how good he is technically. This kid is one of the most mentally strong fighters I've ever met. You know what I'm saying? I used to look at him in the amateurs. He used to be boxing way longer than me. I used to look at him in the amateurs and actually see how he mentally prepared for fights. And I learned from him. You know what I mean? Because I started boxing late. He was already a veteran as an amateur when I started boxing. You know what I mean? So this is a kid that was good the whole way. You know what I mean? This is a kid that deserves his respect and the props he's getting tonight. He's deserved it for a long time. Shame on everybody that held him back for so many years because everybody could have been enjoying this kid for a lot longer than tonight.